Chris cleaned up all this stuff, all these bottles and stuff like that, and threw it in this pile. But you know, we got to start doing a little better with this because it's just trash, and you know, we get rodents and stuff out here. A lot of wasted lumber. Chris bought exactly the amount of lumber for Sills. Jack should have been used. And these bags of concrete, there's one here and one in the back that just they left out, and it got solid. It's a rock now. It can't even be used, you know. So this distance here is 9 feet. They took that out right there, and there's the end of it. So that's 9 feet Chris and Mike took out today. And as you see, it continues on down that way. So, and then they did the drop sill here, which, let me back it up a little so you can see. Yeah, that's the drop sill. So we got a drop sill 9 feet. This drop sill looks good, but it's just not, doesn't have enough stiff knees. It's over 4 feet. If you, Chris is bringing it all the way down. Give it a second here. Yeah, these drop sills for this support is, you can see, the arms are not 4 feet. It's over 4 feet. It really needs to be 3'11". We can't go over 4 feet. And that one down there is really far apart. So there's gonna have to be another stiff knee down there. We'll go down and measure it. Okay, so here is the other part of the drop sill, and it's the two legs are, it looks like 61, about 61, which is over. What is that, Chris? That's 4 feet?
61 is over 5 feet.
Over 5 feet, yeah.
65.
So, all right, so here's the other part of the drop sill, and the legs, one's there and one's over there, and the distance is 61. Remember, it can't be more than 48 inches, and really we like to shoot for 47 inches, and that is from there to there. So that's over 5 feet. That's almost 6 feet. Oh wait, that's exactly. A little over 5 feet, I'm sorry, a little over 5 feet. Yeah, no. give me 1 second, Mike. This rat sill is a 2x4. The problem is, they may gig us on this because it's 1.5 inches hanging. Right there is an 1.5 inches hanging. So there's 2 inches, which is fine, but I don't think there's enough nails in it. It only looks like it's nailed at the top. So if we were to come back through and put a nail every other nail lower, and then it'd definitely be a 2x2, which would be okay. So this just needs to be added more nails.
My pad, you want me to write it down? We add it all up.
We got 16 feet of correct sill done. Looks good. Like I said, the only thing I see is the rat sill. Should have been 2x2, but that's okay. I think that's not an issue. But as you see, that's where Chris is right there. It's at 16 feet. So let me zoom in on it. All right, give me a second here. I don't think you can see it. Well, yeah, it's 16 feet right there. That was fine. This area is fine. So this is a drop sill near the chimney, and the work is good. It's just that, let me zoom back out. Okay, the work is good. It's just that the distance between that stiff knee and that stiff knee is how many inches, Chris?
76.
76 inches. Now remember, from that 4x4 to this 4x4, it can only be, we try to shoot for 3 feet 11 inches. So we're gonna have to add an additional 4x4 here in the middle. So this is up against the fireplace. I don't know, you know, the inspector may say something about this because it's just, you know, that's fine that it's supported here, but it's just not supported right up against the wall. As you see, it's got a gap there and quite a big gap there, probably like a 6-inch gap. So I don't know if the inspector is going to say something about that, like we have, but I do see that concrete block there. So I don't think that's any flooring that somebody's walking on, because this is the chimney right behind me. Okay, so all this sill here looks great. It is 34 feet all the way down to where Chris is. So we have 16 feet, I believe, and 34 feet. I'll go back and look at the first video.
34 altogether.
What's that?
34 altogether.
Oh, with the 16?
Yeah, right there where you got the...
Okay, so this distance here where Chris is, added to the original 16 that we just took a video of, looks good. So this plus the first video there, that's a total of 34 feet now. So that's
18 from where I'm at.
18 where he's at plus the 16 behind me. So that's 34 feet. That looks great. Okay. Yeah, Chris will have to go back and he's going to put shims under that one because as you can see, that's a new joist, but it doesn't touch the drop sill. So the drop sill is, there's the leg, and that leg, between that leg is good, that leg, between that leg is good, but down there, between there and there, how many inches, Chris?
Inch and a half over too long.
It's an inch and a half over too long, so it's 4 feet and then an inch and a half, so it'd be 49 and a half inches. So it's just an inch and a half. We're gonna add another stiff knee
right here.
Right in there, yeah, right in the middle, just so we can make sure we pass inspection. We might have an issue here. I think, see the pad that's on top of the concrete, Chris will point to it, that right there. There's multiple pads like that. Anytime wood touches concrete or bricks, it's got to be pressure treated. It does not look pressure treated, so we're probably gonna have to go back. I believe we can go back and paint it. They will allow that, but you know, just in the future, man, it's got to be pressure treated. It's pine on all these supports here. So from that corner there, the sill looks great. Rat sill's fine. All the way down to where Chris is, combine it all together, we're at 48 feet. That looks good. This support here is good. It's got great distancing between the drop, the stiff knees, and it looks great, man. This all looks good here, and it's going down to there. Chris got 11 feet of successful sill repair. So we had 48 plus 11, that'd be 49, 50, 59. So we have 59 successful feet. So this is the wood, like an example of the wasted wood. You know, they put that in there, and I mean, that's cool and everything, but really you need a jack like that. Jacks with some wood, maybe a piece of wood on top, like that is much better. It saves a lot of money because you can reuse these jacks. So right here, there's no rat sill underneath this joist, so Chris is gonna have to, you know, just put a little rat sill under there and nail it. That's all, no big deal. So on this side, the sill was done, and it looks great. But the problem is, none of the joists are touching the rat sill. So we're gonna have to. Well, and plus this joist looks pretty ratty. We're gonna have to scab on another joist, and then probably have to do a bigger rat sill here. You know, bigger ledger board so that it can actually touch the wood above. Okay, all these stiff knees are great, man. There's 5 of them, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they all look great. They're perfectly spaced at 4 feet. Good job. So Chris is measuring that. We ended up with, we are 59 feet, and now we are at
8.5 feet.
8.5 feet, so 59, 69 minus a foot and a half would be 67 and a half, 68, yeah, 67 and a half successful feet. So Chris is gonna, put footers up under here and cut out that rotten wood under those two right there, because the footers weren't done yet. So that's something Chris is gonna tackle. So this is the stuff Senior's talking about. The sill, center sill, as you can see, Lenny, is completely rotten there, and but they've added new joists to it, but on both sides. I mean, there's new joists.
No rat sill.
But it was new, yeah, new rat sill there. But it was
No rat sill.
You know, no rat sill here, and it just wasn't repaired. You know, you can see it's still got a lot of termite damage here.
That drop sill is in the way from going from pillar to pillar.
No rat sill here. New joist. That one's might be. We had to pick it and see if it's good. It just looks water stained, but for sure over here is a termite damage. So this stiffney here to right here is fine, but from this stiffney to where senior is, right here to over. Go ahead and yeah, it's 57. You know, can't be more than 48. So this wasn't done yet. They did add new rat sill down there and new joists, but man, it's pretty tore up, especially as you can see. I mean, that's gonna have to come out. So we're gonna have to redo all this here. How many feet is it, Chris?
It is right now, right here now, 9 feet.
That's 9 feet that has to get redone because they put the joists to it, a new rat sill.
More than 9, that's what I'm
actually, but up here they didn't do anything. So about 9 feet to here, and well, where you at?
I'm at 17 feet right here.
Okay, so he's at 17 feet. You can see where it was new joists is added, but no seal was replaced. So that was the video, where Chris is now. We videotaped that earlier, but we didn't measure it. That's where they put the joists up against it.
8 feet.
And never replaced the sill. Remember, it was pretty tore up over there. And that he's saying that's 8 feet. That wasn't. It's got to be redone.
Yeah.
Chris just noticed we videotaped this section earlier, but there's no rat sill on the back side. The front side, I believe the front side looked good, right, Chris? But right. Just yeah, the seal was fine, but we just got to add rat sill to it. No big deal. Okay, so this wasn't done here. As you can see, there's termite damage, big time right over there. That wasn't done, and that is 17 feet. Chris is measuring it. He's all the way down there, so that's another 17 feet that Chris is going to take care of. Okay, so here Chris is at 15, and you can see the termite damage. This is that back wall. He's going to have to replace that, and then I'll crawl just to show you some more of the damage there. And we had it actually marked to be repaired, be replaced, but it never was. So that's another, how many feet?
15.
Huh?
15.
15, okay. All right, Chris has got to replace this too. As you see, it's full of termite damage, and he's standing there with the tape measure. It's 9 feet to the center of this. So, and this is the last section. Is that the last section, Chris?
Yeah.
It's 10 feet from there to there. So that's that. Chris will take care of that as well.